Okay, this is Black Views bringing you the Black News. Okay, so today I bring you another video, and today we're going to talk about a series of things. But the first video I have here is about a gentleman from, I have no idea, but this is obviously European here, and I don't know his name, and I want to bring this to you to show you that this is the empathy that white people are ascertaining for some, because they want to continue to sell the story that they are the victims of everything. Like they are being attacked. People are killing white people. People are just doing these heinous crimes, and I want to know who's doing this. What they're trying to, and what we see on a day-to-day basis is they're trying to say black people are attacking white people. Black people are killing white people. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to play this video, and then we're going to react to it. Let's go, Black Views.
We are constantly hearing from you in this room how on Black Lives Matter, how Jewish lives matter, how Palestinian lives matter, and I completely agree with you. I don't have any problem when you are saying that.
Okay, so he's saying that he's hearing for the people in the room that their Black Lives Matter. Now remember, they're in Europe. Their Black Lives Matter. They are, Jewish Lives Matter. He called everybody out. Jewish people, which are white people, but then they're Jewish. So he called them out, and he says that he understands. He understands. That's what he said. He understands.
But I will say something what many of you will have a problem with. And I will say it loudly and openly. White lives matter.
Now he said that he's going to say it loudly and openly that white lives matter, that many of us are going to have a problem with. And honestly, I don't have a problem with white lives mattering or anybody's life mattering. Okay, I don't think that's what it was about. It all came from Black Lives Matter. Now, Black Lives Matter is an entity that was created by Democratic millionaires, okay? White people, other white people created this. They're always like creating issues, and then they fight an issue, and then they create another issue, then they fight. And we don't have nothing to do. We just sit here on the side and we just listen to all the rhetoric. And so now here's a guy, okay? He's talking about white lives matter. All right, let's go.
Because right now, white people are just tiny minority in this world, and white people are the most hated group in the whole world.
White lives matter because they are the tiniest group in the world, and they are the most hated in the world. Now remember, the Jews said this. Now white people are saying this, but if you actually get on Twitter, they'll tell you that the world hate black people. You see what I'm saying? So now this guy gets up here and says that people hate white people. Okay? So if I listen to what I see, everybody hate everybody, but people hate white people. And it makes me wonder, why would someone say that? Why would they say that about white people? Why are they feeling the way that they feel about white people? Just because they white, right? Just because doing it because they white. See, this is what I'm saying. This is how white people, every generation, they'll try to. And good thing I go back a couple generations, so I know how it went down. And now today, okay, in my dying days, he's saying that everybody hate white people. All right, let's go.
Everything is allowed against white people.
Everything is allowed against them. Only against them. Nobody else. Everything is allowed against them.
You can openly spread hatred and racism against white people. You can openly call for a violence against white people, and nobody will ban you from social networks. Nobody will prosecute you or put you in jail for that.
Everybody is getting threatened on social media. Everybody is saying, come visit me. I'll come visit you. Everybody's saying this. But this white guy, he gets on a grand stage. He gets on a grand stage and he is able to say this. I'm grassroots. Nobody cares about what I'm talking about. I'm grassroots. I'm not on the world stage able to tell how I feel and give my opinions. This guy just blatantly says the fucking things that you're like, what? Like, oh, everybody here's white people, but he won't ask why. He won't say, let's improve the relations between white people and the world. No, he's not saying that. He says that we hate them because he wants to replace Charlie Kirk. This is a guy that wants to get that money. That's why he looks like this. That's why he's dressed like this. He's talking like a white ape. Like you can't. He's murdering the English language. And somehow it's like this is over and over. We have to keep looking at this shit over and over and over again. Let's go.
Nobody will prosecute you and trying to destroy your life because doing something like that. And that's why I consider it very important to repeat that for you as a white man, as a Christian father of the family. White lives matter.
That's what he wants to tell us. He didn't want to talk about any social issues on how we can improve on how we perceive them or how anybody perceives a white person. It's get up here and just says this shit. And then they post it. They post it on Twitter. And then white people go around and feeling empathy for themselves. Yes, we are being attacked. We are. You have soft targets all over, right? You know, you got black soft targets, you got white soft targets. But who is actually going out here looking for white people to attack? And when I talk about onesies or twosies, like there's just a crazy person that's out here committing a crime and the person's happened to be white. Same thing with black people. Is that, you know, a white person committing a crime. But here's the thing. We're not around white people. So basically, white people are only getting killed by black people on the subway or the bus, according to the white people. On transit, that's where they are killed. That's the battleground. Because that's where they're killing us. They're choking us out and shit, and they just prove innocent. And then there's supposedly some guy that stabbed a Ukrainian woman that we never heard from again. Nothing. We didn't see him get arraigned. We didn't see anything. No film, nothing. All the still, all the video, or so-called video of the woman on the train the white woman being stabbed are all still shots. And then they don't even blur out nothing so when you see the actual assault or attack. That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. And this shit you can't get over with black people. You know, we seen all the motherfucking tricks, bro. I'm telling you. Okay, so now let's get on to the next feature here I wanted to bring to you today. I wanted to talk a little bit about Tariq Nasheed, basically video roads at HBCU in Florida going to be named after Charlie Kirk. And I wanted to bring this to you because I know many of you probably don't even know who Tariq Nasheed is. But he is the author of Hidden Colors. He's also the author of Microphone Check, which debunks anything that any other group created hip-hop other than foundational black Americans. Okay? Nobody else created this. This was here. Our ancestors bought this thing here. You understand what I'm saying? And then derived from that, and that's where it is now. And so without further ado, let me bring to you Mr. Tariq Nasheed.
Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un?
Mr. Nasheed, how's it going tonight,
I'm
man?
good, man. How are you, Kim Jong?
I'm good, bro. I'm a tether.
So let me give you a little bit of context. Tariq Nasheed does a nightly, pretty much nightly, Twitter space show. And normally sometimes between like 1:30, 2:30, I don't know. Tariq, it depends because remember it's a 3-hour difference. I'm on the East Coast, he's on the West Coast. So sometimes I can't catch Strictly She to the next day because it's like 3:30 when he's on, and depending on how I feel, I'm an old man. So when I am able to catch him, sometimes he does these the videos cut takes of his show. And so we're able to catch up with all the topics and things like that. Just want to give you a little background context. And he allows callers to call in and give their opinion. And we're able to talk about issues that are concerning foundational Black Americans. Let's move on to the next sequence here.
But I'm trying to like break free from that, man. How do I go about doing that, bro?
Man, now you're East African?
How do you know?
I heard fly.
No, you're pretty good at it, man. I give it to
Yes,
you, bro.
indeed. I heard flies. Now, where are you in Canada? Minnesota? Where you located now?
It should be funny
Minnesota,
too.
man. Minnesota,
There
buddy.
you go. So what's on your mind, man? You good? As long as as long as you respect us and come in and talk like you got some sense, you're good. So what's on your mind?
The thing is, man, I feel like I relate more to you guys than I do my own people, bro. It's kind of fucked up.
No, why is it? You probably do. You came over and you had to leave your homeland. So just
Listen, every immigrant is not a tether because just like this man said, sometimes he feels like he relates more to us. Because the realer you are and the realer you are with things that are going on in this world, the more you will relate to us. The further you relate to us means the more and more you're like in a fantasy world somewhere. Like you're not dealing with reality and you're dealing with the reality of whiteness. And that is to percept, control, and to create something that is just doesn't exist. Let's go.
just show respect, right?
No, but the people that follow you, bro, they're pretty mean, bro.
Well, I have millions of people who follow me. I can't control that. Everybody ain't mean. I'm not mean. Am I mean?
It's like their job is to make me feel like I'm second class. You know what I mean? So,
No. I'm not mean to you guys. I'm not mean. So yeah. So people, you probably say something you weren't supposed to say, and if you say something slick, people are gonna get at you, right?
And that's another thing about tethers. On anybody in particular, Black people roast. We're gonna get on your ass. You're not just gonna say something to us and we're not gonna say something back. So a lot of times you get tethers, you get white people, you get people Black people too, that say shit and we just roast their ass. It's just that, outsiders feel a certain kind of way when they get roasted instead of learning from it, getting better at it. It's like boxing. The more hits come at you, you able to dodge them hits and return fire, counter punch. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do.
no,
Sorry about
hopefully
that.
one day I'm, fully assimilated, bro. Just pray for me,
Yes,
man.
indeed, man. Just keep a do rag on that forehead, and we won't recognize that you're foreign, and you'll be good to go.
I appreciate it, my brother, man. I love you.
Respect to you, brother. All right, let's get. Let me see, because we have a lot of folks in here. We have a lot of folks in here. Who is this? Real bad effort. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, this ain't somebody who's just trying to promote their page. Real bad. Are you in here, ma'am? Okay. Oh, this is like a. Oh yeah, this is the janky page. Yeah, this is a fake page. Real bad. Are you in here? The smiley. Hop on in. Or mouse.
Long has the tethers and people like that been against us and hate against us and stuff like that because I've always been loving of anyone who resembled
Yeah.
me. So, and it just baffles me as to how much hatred they have towards us and stuff like that. Has it been that way for a while?
She's basically speaking about how tethers, they have hate for us, and she's saying how I never had hate for anybody that look like me, and so he's going to kind of speak on how they feel about us and what they're here doing.
Because it's been a year since I found your
Yeah,
space.
thank you. Let me answer that because there's a little feedback there. But yeah, it's been like this for a while. If we're gonna be honest, family, we read some documents, some magazines, damn '60s, where you had immigrants denigrating us, talking about how they want to distance themselves.
So think about that. Even before I was born, even before we were born, they were here and they were already. So what has been reinvented as their betrayal has always been. They've always betrayed us. They came when they came here and they seen how we were working things and how we worked together, and then when they realized, especially during the '60s, when they started doing the immigration and you had Civil Rights Act, these people were able to move into those slots undisguised as foundational Black Americans, saying, I'm black, I'm black." You see, and this is how they undermine us.
Sells from us. They don't want to be seen as American Negroes. They want to be seen as something different. The same shit they say about us now, they were saying this same stuff in the early 60s. Documented. So behind the scenes, they've been, not all of them. I mean, we got some riders, and I'm not trying to throw everybody under the bus, but let's be real. A lot of the tether class, they've been on this janky anti FBA thing for decades. And they've been telling each other little stuff behind the scenes. And we thinking, okay, these are our brothers. We're gonna look out for them.
Right.
While we're looking out for them, they're behind the scenes like, well, those
A2
us.
A2 Brute all day.
Guys,
A2
let's be
Brute.
real. We start just looking back in
How
hindsight.
Brutus did
We
Caesar.
start remembering when we couldn't get cabs and taxis on the East Coast.
That's right.
You go to DC and you be.
Do you remember there was a time where people, black people were trying to catch cabs, black people were trying to get public transportation, and they wouldn't come pick us up. And they do that still. They do that still now. The immigrant class, when they drive these cabs, that's why we have Uber. Uber kind of helps out because they'll come get you. But these cabs, these cabs will sit there up at Union Station, and like you as a black person, you could come out and you can be like, you need a cab. They don't want you. They want the white man. Sorry, they're white. I'm not being racist. I'm being factual. They want a white man who's going into Northern Virginia or Montgomery County so that he can get. He think he's getting top dollar so that he can get the sniff and aroma of their feet and funky ass. Let's come on, let's go.
In New York and foundational Black Americans couldn't get a cab. Who was driving them cabs? Come on now, let's just be honest. Many of them were tethers driving them cabs. Let's be real. So they've been on that anti-FBA thing. It's been a thing. So it came to a head with Obama. It really came to a head with Obama. We saw he was the head tether in charge. When we saw him get into power, we elevated Obama, and we saw that man didn't do a damn thing to help us. We start putting two and two together.
That's right.
Hey, we're gonna have to. There's something to this thing. These people who.
So when you hear Trump say, "Yeah, I want the Nobel Peace Prize. Obama had it too," it's like, why not? Why not? Obama didn't do a goddamn thing. He just got up in here, talked real nice to us, and then he just delivered us to the devil.
Who ain't from our lineage, they act a certain way. So we had to just start putting two and two together. Well, let me find the guy's name. Hold on one second. Let me find have y'all heard this, family? They're trying to force public universities to name a street after Charlie Kirk. Hey, I'm not making this up. Well, let me find the guy's name. Hold on one second.
So basically, there's a politician that's trying to change the street on all colleges in Florida to get state funding to Charlie Kirk Street.
A Florida bill would force public universities to name roads after Charlie Kirk or lose state funding. Republican lawmaker in Florida introduced a bill seeking to force the Sunshine State's public universities to rename at least one road on campus after slain conservative pundit Charlie Kirk or lose a chunk of their funding if they refuse. This is State Representative Kevin Steele.
Can you imagine if every school or white school had to name its street Martin Luther King Road or Boulevard? See, but they do that to us. They do that to us. And remember when we go back to the gentlemen that were talking about how white people are hated. Look what they do. Like either you don't know what your people are doing or you just being disingenuous.
So they're pushing a bill. They're trying to get it's not passed, and hopefully this bullshit just falls off. But who knows with these white supremacists? So what they're saying is, if this thing is passed, this would require state colleges, especially all those HBCUs down there, because this is what this is really targeted after, those HBCUs, FAMU and all those places down there. So that will require state colleges to redesignate specific roads with certain names relating to Charlie Kirk, according to the bill. So the bill notes that universities would be allowed 90 days to make the change if it's passed. If they fail to comply, they will have state funds withheld.
So it takes 7 years, right? So businesses are allowed to 7 years to take a product off the goddamn line. Up to seven. I think either 2 or 7. I don't know, but I know it takes a while to get it all done. But look how fast they want these street names to be passed. See, your life isn't important, but white supremacy is.
So the state's 40 public colleges would need to adopt Charlie Kirk Drive, Charlie Kirk Road, or Charlie Kirk Boulevard, according to the bill. Most of these suggestions strip streets currently named after mascots, landmarks, or alumni.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna play any more of his video. I want you to go to his channel and listen to his content because it's very good and very informal, information wise for Black people. But let's elaborate on this a little bit. So you see the buck breaking, back breaking techniques here, basically where they want to force HBCUs to have Charlie Kirk's name in there. So this is what you have to look at so they can show you every year or every so often that, hey, ain't nothing you could do about it. You might not like him. Yes, he can talk, he can down talk you. Yes, he can disrespect you. Yes, he can say all the undermining things he wants to say about Black people. But we as white people are going to support it, and then we're going to vote to allow him to have a street. See? This is how white supremacists work. This is how they work on you. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna have this guy. You're gonna have this guy step out there and say that they feel that they are being picked on and they are being. Is this like if we were to have that mindset that we are being picked on, wouldn't this Charlie Kirk shit like make us feel like we are being picked on? Where you're making us put a racist street, the name of a racist on our streets, where we teach our young Black scholars. So that's enough of that. And I'm going to leave it at that. And please like, also share, and also subscribe. I appreciate those that have subscribed. There's no other media for you. There's no Black media. There's no Black politician or any Black person of well stature that's talking about this. All the rich Black people are sitting at home and they're living a good life while this is going on. And this guy is using rhetoric to rile up a base, just like Charlie Kirk. He's just picking right up where he left off. He's just trying to be a little nicer. That's why he says, and it's no problem with you saying Black Lives Matter. No problems. But white people, because we are a minority, you've been a minority. You've been the minority. But you call us minorities because we're in America. You called us minorities and you kicked us in our ass. And you hit us and you threw fucking rocks at us. And you hit us in the back of our fucking head with fucking bottles. Then you got my fucking German Shepherd. See, I'm a child of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So when this guy comes out and talks about how white lives don't matter, and he can barely speak motherfucking English, I got a problem with it. This is Black Views, bringing you the black news.